Hey guys, it's Chris from Manifest Concepts here again in Sycamore Creek with another bad regulator. I had a couple questions from some clients asking me about water hammer, and though water hammer can occur in a lot of different areas, typically where the water hammer occurs is in the regulator. Water hammer is a mechanical motion in your line. It's water hitting and pulling back and hitting and pulling back, and there has to be something that causes that. And one of the only mechanical items in your home is the pressure regulator. It's got a spring in there that's moving back and forth right here. Some houses have an additional mechanical item known as a thermal expansion tank, which is mounted on the ceiling near the water heater typically. Not always, but typically. So I wanted to show you where the water hammer is coming from in this house. If you can hear it, that humming is coming from here. That means there's water passing by the diaphragm and it's causing vibration here. You can feel it vibrating. You can also see, this is a small water hammer, but you can see the fluctuation. Let's see if I can get a good view here. You can see the gauge. Hopefully it focuses. See here, clean the lens. Now you can see it a little bit. It's moving back and forth. And you can see when we let more water through, it gets louder the more it goes through. The gauge is, you can see it bouncing around. This is a small water hammer issue, but that's indication to us when we're running these tests that even though the pressure is good, this is set to about 50 psi, 55 psi, that even though the pressure is good in the home, because the spring inside may be okay, that the regulator's diaphragm and other internal parts are on the way out. A lot of people ask how regulators work. So they have a spring, they have a diaphragm, they have a strainer, they have some O-rings. So let's set some tools aside here real quick. I wanted to answer these two questions for you guys. The first question was, where does water hammer come from? Inside the home, it typically comes from a mechanical device in the system, which would be the regulator or a thermal expansion tank or a water hammer arrestor. In the system out here in the street, water hammer is caused by a rapid increase or rapid loss of pressure. That's basically what water hammer is. So right here you have the internals of a typical regulator. Okay, you've got your strainer screen, you've got an O-ring, you've got a retaining bolt, you've got your spring, you've got your lock nut, gauge washer, adjustment bolt. Okay, on all these pieces fit inside the regulator. The whole thing is the regulator. What happens is this spring goes bad,